We're going to do 3-23 C or D, E, and F. So D is 2 equals negative x. All right, so it may look like we already know what x is, but we know what negative x is. So there is really what I like to call the invisible 1 in front of x. So really, there is a negative 1 multiplying x. So what we do is what we do with any other coefficient of x. We'll undo this multiplication by dividing by negative 1. And of course, we have to do that on both sides. So if we've got negative 1 over negative 1, that is a giant 1. So they just cancel out. And so all we have left is x on this side. And then on this side, we've got 2 divided by negative 1. And so that really means the negative sign applies to the entire number. And 2 over 1 is really 2. So this is just negative 2. So x is equal to negative 2. All right, so now we will work on E, which is negative 5 is equal to x over 2. All right, so just as we can undo multiplication by dividing, we can also undo division by multiplying. And so to get this x by itself, we will multiply by 2 on this side, which is really 2 over 1. And over here, we will multiply by 2 also. Okay, so 2 over 1 times x over 2, we can cancel out the 2's, and all we have left is the x. And then on this side, it's 2 times negative 5, which we know is negative 10. So that's the answer to that. And then F is our next one. This problem is x squared is equal to 9. And they remind us that it's for all possible values of x. So what do they mean by that? Well, let's find the most obvious answer first. So we know that x squared is really x times x. But the way to get x, just one x, is by taking the square root of x squared. And we will also take the square root of 9, too. So if we take the square root of x squared, we just get x. And then if we find the square root of 9, we know that 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And so the square root of 9 is 3. But we also know that if we multiply a positive times a positive, that's equal to a positive. But if we multiply a negative times a negative, that is also a positive. And so there are 2 values for x in this case. It could also be negative 3.